It's me, Miss You, and right now we're going to do the Heart Cam. I created the Heart Studio. I'm going to change the name to Heart Cam 2. You could call it regular Heart Cam. Okay. And I already did the nominal diameter of 4 inches, and of course, it could also be 2 inches depending on what you choose, and it's easy to change. So here I have my plane. I'm going to go sketch, and I'm going to draw the 3 circles for the heart. So one of them I'm going to line up, the bottom one I'm going to line up with the vertical axes. The other 2 I'm just going to put on either side of the axes. There's one, and I do want it to be line up. There's 2. Okay, and now I'm going to put in an equal constraint, so both circles will be the same size, which is what we have. Okay, and we're going to start dimensioning it. So so let me go dimension. Actually, the circles have a radius of d over 4. That means the diameter is d over 2. So I'm going to just change the diameter to d over 2. I'm going to go pound d over 2. Okay. And the distance the circles have to the x-axis or the center is, let's see this. Okay, is d over 8. And that's a distance, not a radius, so it does not need to be adjusted. Great. And they really do not look equal, so I want to see my constraints to see. So the equal constraint does not take, so I'm going to redo it. I have equals, selecting one, and now I'm selecting the other. They're now equals, and they're also great. Okay. The next constraint that we're going to add is the diameter or the dimension of the bottom circle, which again, they gave us a radius, but since we haven't done any snipping, it's going to be a diameter. So I'm going to go d over 5 because I have to double the radius for the diameter. Okay. And the distance it is from the center is going to be pound d times 9 divided by 20. Okay, so we're starting to be in a little bit more proportion. The distance we have both of these circles to the center line is, what do they give us? D over 5. And again, that's a distance, not a radius. So I'm going to move it up here just so we see it. I go pound d divided by 5. Okay. And I'm going to do it for the other one too. You could also do the symmetric constraint. That would also work. In fact, let me do that now. The constraint, symmetric, that makes 2 circles, 1, 2, equal distance from here. There we go. And we're starting to look like we should. The next step that we're going to do is I'm going to make some lines that are going to have the constraint of being tangent. So I have 1 to 2. And now I'm going to do it again. We touch one circle. It doesn't really matter where you touch it to the other. And we're going to now give it the constraint of being tangent. So we're going to go pull down here. This is our tangent constraint. And now we're going to select the circle, select the line, select the circle, select the line, select the circle, select the line, select the circle, select the line. Okay, so I have one that's red over here, and that's because it was already, when I drew it, I did it, so it was tangent. So I'm just going to click on it and backspace. There we go. And that's looking good. I don't know why. So I have one over here. I have one over here. So I have to do it over here. Somehow it got deleted. Circle, line. I'm going to delete this one too, so it doesn't go red. I'm going to go circle, line, and I'm looking at it. This looks like it's tangent, and this looks like it's tangent, but let's see if I could get it. I'm going to go line, then circle, and it's tangent. Line, then circle. There we go. Everything's constrained, and we're going to begin snipping. And we have what's starting to look like a heart. The last part is we're going to have a roller radius, and that's so this could not be so sharp, this point over here. It doesn't work with cams. They end up getting stuck. So we want it to be round. So we're going to create a circle. I'm going to go create a center point circle. And I'm going to, I could dimension it, or I could create it as a tangent. Okay. There it is. I'm going to create a tangent constraint. So I'm going to have one circle to the other circle. There, it's tangent to it. And once I do that, I'm going to now create a circle. First, I want to make this construction. Actually, there it is. It's construction. So it's not really part of our drawing, but we're using that diameter to do a rolling circle. Next, I'm going to do a center point circle again. I'm going to line it up with, I'm just going to kind of approximate where it goes, but it is going to go on the vertical axes. And that looks good. Okay. And I'm going to next, actually, I'm going to go back. I'm looking at the drawing. It looks like the center of that circle is right over here. So I'm going to redraw it. I have my center. Okay. There is my center. I'm going to now put in a constraint for tangent. I'm going to select the circle, and then I'm going to select this arc, and it became tangent. I'm now going to snip it. So I'm going to go to the snip. I'm going to snip that. I'm going to snip this. I'm going to snip that. And I'm going to take away show constraints because it's a little messy. Remember, we want the rolling heart. So I'm going to snip and snip. And we have a perfectly defined circle. The next thing is we're going to do the hole for the axle. So let me get this center point rectangle. Okay, there it is. I'm going to define, I think I need to define the S. So when I dimension it, so I'm going to go dimension. Whoops. Make it bigger. I'm going to select dimension, select one side. I'm going to go pound. And as you see, there's only D. So I want you to see you could just go X, create a new variable. I'm going to call it S. And again, the value of that variable is 0.25. Okay. And it is the side length of square TH square. I'm going to go check. Okay. And now I want to make sure it has the equal constraint because it does not look like a square. So I'm going to go equal. Now it looks like a square and my sketch is done. I'm going to now select it and extrude it. And the amount I'm going to extrude is, I could do 3/8 or 3/16. Maybe I'll do 3/16 for here. I'm going to go check. And now I'm going to look at it isometrically, and it looks great.